Why do we look for escape or comfort in foods or other things that may make us feel good in the moment? So some typical examples are having a glass of wine. Oh, I need a glass of wine. Or smoking. We'd get addicted to smoking, or food, eating, going for certain foods that comfort us in that moment, make us feel good in that moment, that we savour in that moment. Other things may be gambling, drugs, other what are probably generally called addictions. What is it that has us go for those things? Well, having smoked, comfort eaten, drunk alcohol, and other things, actually not other things, but those things, my experience is that we are not getting satisfaction, we're not filling ourselves up, we're not connecting with ourselves at a deep level in our day by day in other things that we are doing. So if we think about what is natural to us, or the things that we know we should be doing, and it has never changed over the years, that those experts will tell us, and we know ourselves, that to feel great, we need to eat well, eat the things that are natural to us and healthy to us, and exercise. Why is it that actually the pull is towards those things that cause us to feel tired, have no energy, and therefore not feel like exercising and not feel like eating well? So I'm asking the questions, but really I'm answering it at the same time. It's those things that have us feel not great. It's a crazy 8 cycle. And how do we break the cycle? Well, a lot of the time we are likely to want to or be motivated to break the cycle because our current patterns of what we're doing are not giving us what we want. So the interesting thing is, those things that satisfy us in the moment don't give us what we want long term. And in fact, they can have a very negative effect of us feeling disappointed with ourselves, frustrated at ourselves, feeling like a failure, feeling like we're not good enough, feeling like we're letting people down, feeling like we're letting ourselves down. And actually they're all of the things that we want to avoid that has us go to that place in the first place. So I know people close to me that in fact I can talk for myself as well, the things that are most important to us in life are feeling great about ourselves, enjoying our own company, feeling connected, feeling happy with ourselves and how we're showing up in the world. And then as an extension from that, spending time with people that we love and care about, and not just getting that company from them, but also feeling like we make their day brighter. We help them have a brighter day from our energy, who we are, how we're showing up, and just giving them that time and a smile, fun, where we can have fun, playfulness, laughter. These are just some of the greatest gifts. Why do we love children? Many of us love children. Well, I've never had any children, but I love spending time with children. I've always been very, very lucky to be very close with a lot of my friends' children and my nieces and nephews. And why do I love it is because I go into their space with them. I go into their generally innocent space where they are freely talking about the things they love, the things they love to do. If they're frustrated at something, they'll show it and then they'll tell you why. And, you know, it's important to them. And we see all of the drama, but it's meaningful to them. And then we're often in a position where we can help them feel better in that moment. But also when they play, you know, their games, they're not overcomplicated of what you'll think. They allocate you your role. They're looking for your support. They're in charge. They know what they want it to look like. If they need your help, they'll ask for it. And I have laughed many times over the years because I wouldn't consider myself a particularly creative person, and yet with many of these children I've been looked to as the most brilliant artist or the most clever person in the world just because I'm able to do things that bit better than they are at that time. Actually, maybe that's why I enjoy spending time with them. But the biggest thing that I'm getting to is that it's their sense of freedom, of just being who they are. And when we can go into that space, rather than being the adult in that space and having them be how we think it should be in the moment, or having them, you know, hemmed in by our own resourcefulness. You know, I know sometimes if I've been tired, then I haven't wanted to go out and play in the garden, or I haven't wanted to spend, you know, 30 minutes doing the same thing. I maybe am happy to do 10 minutes, but I'm tired, so then you know, I'll hem it in, or I'll look for it for us to stop doing that thing, or look to find another source of entertainment that doesn't involve me being at my best of resourcefulness. So that may be TV, or, you know, watching a cartoon or something like that. So they take us into that space, which for me has always been very freeing and very simple and very pleasurable and playful and joyful. And they're also a massive reflection of how we're showing up. Because if we are not present, children do not engage with us. If we are not free and going with the flow, children don't really engage with us. You know, they're not in the same way. They don't want to play with us. They're not going to come and choose you to be that person that they want to spend time with. They're going to go and do something else. So they're a great reflection of who we are and how we're the great reflection of how we're showing up at any one time. And so within all of this, I fear, you know, some of the points of it is that when we stop being who we are. So as a child, we know, if I look at my sister and me, we were very different. My sister loved fashion magazines and makeup and art. I loved sport, being out in the countryside, and horses. So I would go off to the stables every weekend, mucking out, being outside, being in my wellies. She would be in her bedroom looking through magazines and making collages. Very, very different children, very, very different girls, and yet that's who we were. So over the years, I would have had an idea that maybe I should have been more like her. And actually, there are many messages that I've had about, you know, femininity and being being in your feminine. And, you know, it's alluded to that it is being girly. Well, I was never naturally that way inclined, and so that's not me. So me trying to be that person, trying to be how I think how others think that I should be, is what is going to lead me down a path of being involved in day by day things that are not congruent with me, do not fill me up, and therefore I'm going to look for escape. And that, if I look back, that has shown up in different ways over the years. I've looked for escape when I am not living, being true to who I am, being true to what I love, being fulfilled. So sometimes I have been, a number of times actually, I have been achieving in my arena but not felt fulfilled, and therefore I've been, generally will have been working really hard, and therefore when I come up for air, I'm looking for escape because actually I don't feel fulfilled and satisfied. I'm interested to know if that rings any bells with anybody, and if you've got any comments or thoughts along the way. And luckily, I now live a life that I absolutely love and that is very true to who I am, very joyous, joyful, playful, fulfilled, happy, and I wish the same for you. So I will love to share all thoughts and formulas that I've come by along the way that could help you get to that place too, if you're not all there already.